Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, and today we are going to be checking out the recently released, however you want to say it, new superpower beatdown. The last superpower beatdown was Killmonger versus the Flashpoint Batman, aka Thomas Wayne, and that one was really good. Like, that was the best one they've done in a long time, and they pretty much said that they were going to start trying to produce content more consistently again, and they'd launched a Patreon, and I really enjoyed that video. Like, it genuinely did better than I thought it was going to. My expectations were well and truly met and gone beyond. However, the next video that they announced was Black Canary versus Black Widow, and that is what we're going to see right now. Personally, I've gone back and forth on this one quite a lot since they announced it. My gut feeling every time that I say that sentence out loud of Black Widow versus Black Canary is Black Canary wins. And I know that there's going to be a lot of Black Widow fans that are going to tell me all the reasons why I'm wrong, and that's totally fine. I am familiar with Black Widow's character long before she was played by Scarlett Johansson. I saw her in cartoons, I played alongside her in games and as her in a couple of games actually, but her comic book powers are far more interesting. I say powers, she doesn't have powers, but what she can do in the comics is far more interesting than she can do in the films currently. Obviously, ScarJo is having one last outing as her in the past, it seems, so maybe they're going to give her some of her more cool stuff there, I don't know. But obviously the Bat in the Sun video is going to include everything that she has at her disposal, so for example, she could turn invisible. Now that wouldn't protect her from Canary's cry, but it would give her a big edge, as Canary is one of the best fighters in the DC universe in general. Black Widow isn't. She's a spy, she's competent, but I wouldn't necessarily say she's the greatest fighter when you consider that there are people out there like Iron Fist, like Captain America, even the Winter Soldier, you've got Shang-Chi. The list of good fighters in Marvel goes on and on and on, and in DC, Black Canary is consistently said, at least in the comics, to be better than everybody else. You know, she's up there with Batman in terms of her ability to do close quarters combat, so if it's a straight out fist fight, Black Canary wins. If they have to use their powers, the Canary Cry wins. However, I still think that there is a way that Black Widow could win, because apart from the fact that she tends to use guns and Black Canary doesn't, she also has stealth and espionage tactics and military training, and obviously being an assassin for many years, she has a lot of skills that Black Canary doesn't that she can bring to this, so it really comes down to, in my opinion, how the fight is approached and how it evolves. This is one of those fights that, in my opinion, will either be extremely one-sided, that Bat in the Sun videos never are, Superpower Beatdown is never one-sided, but in reality I think this fight is either ridiculously one-sided or so close it's going to come down to the wire. So with that said, let's actually find out who won the vote. 3, 2, 1, go. Black Widow versus Black Canary. I do love these these big city shots that they open. Oh! There's Widow.
Так, где мы остановились?
Ты нес какую-то чушь, а я делала вид, что мне интересно.
I was gonna say, you're dead. Hey, Black Widow actually kills people. Hell yeah. That's what I wanted to see from the Black Widow that we got in the big screen, but we never do. Because heaven forbid they make any of their characters... Oh!
On the 4th floor.
I didn't know Oracle was back in this one.
She's moving southwest.
Sorry, my brain stopped then. Test kill hammer. Down, girl.
Tracking you on the adjacent hallway.
Oh, okay. I actually really like Black Widow's costume, I'm not gonna lie. It looks very accurate. Whoa! Jesus Christ! That's a canary cry! That's your eardrums screwed.
I just lost eyes on her.
Well, was gonna say, you were never gonna keep them on her Oracle, as good as you are. Oh, okay. So let's see who wins the fist fights. Or the hand chop fights. Ooh. Oh, well, the gun is out of the equation now. Oh, that... Ow. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, it really looks like Canary is winning. Even though Black Widow is holding her own, it definitely looked... Ah, there we go. What did I say? Espionage tactics, man. Oh, it perforated her eardrum. I thought it did. God damn. Oh, yeah. Canary might win in a fair fight, but Black Widow doesn't do a fair fight? Okay. Where was she hiding that? Like, genuine question. There's nothing on her body. Oh, well that didn't last long. Oh man. Tess, why aren't you in more videos? I mean, same with you, Tatiana, but it's been so long since I've seen Tess in any videos, man. Oh! I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It looks like she screamed the bullets away, but the explosion still went off. Oh. Ow. They're both pretty screwed. But is Black Widow the only one getting up? Looks like it. Really? Okay.
I'm Aaron, the director.
Damn!
That
was good, man.
I have to say that the fan voting on this was so close. We had 51% for Black Widow.
Oh my god, it was that close. It was a White Ranger versus Scorpion scenario.
I didn't know who was going to win. We kept checking.
It was 50-50 for a while. Wow.
Black Canary wins. Be sure and subscribe to our Patreon.
Oh, of course. I was going to say, wait, there's an alternate ending? On Patreon. Okay.
You can also vote on future episodes on our Patreon.
What are the future episodes?
Good question. Well, if we hit certain goals with our Patreon members, we are going to go into production on a psychological thriller between Batman and the Joker. I'll be Joker, and of course, the great Kevin Porter will be Batman.
I think we may have seen that once or twice, but okay.
Team up with Round Table Studios, an animated beatdown
of
Godzilla versus the Dragon Zord.
That sounds really cool.
So definitely go to Patreon.
Wait, what?
Bat in the Sun, and
I feel like Death Battle beat you to it though, but what was that? That didn't look anything like the Dragon Sword. So the rest of that video is them, funnily enough, doing exactly what I just did, except they were more talking about the filming of it, the behind the scenes, etc, etc. One thing they said that I found very interesting is that they actually went back and forth on the ending, whether or not the Canary Cry can move bullets, because I've never seen them do that, to my knowledge. She's slowed things down that have like a lot of mass to them from memory, or at least in the cartoon she did, but I don't remember if she's ever been able to move something like a bullet. But they said that they did a load of research both in what's been done in the fiction and on actual scientific experiments on sound waves and what they're actually capable of, and they basically come to the conclusion that nobody knows, because there isn't anything in the real world that has the kind of power that a fictional character like Black Canary does with her sound waves. So yeah, I completely agree with them that in that situation, just do it, man. Like, no one can say it's not possible. You have absolutely no idea how Black Canary's power works. I don't even think DC does. It just does. So yes, it can do it because we say it can. I'm not surprised in the slightest that the fan voting was so close for these two. Like I said, I personally, I'm not even sure who I would have voted for if I could vote. Like I said, I was leaning towards Black Canary, but I'm not annoyed that Black Widow won. Like I said, they both have such interesting but similar skill sets. Like, One is more espionage, one is more in your face, and I can definitely see how Black Widow could take the win in that situation the way that she did, but obviously they didn't do it so much so that she nearly didn't lose herself. I mean, she was roughed up and she was bleeding and her drum was pierced. She was not in any state to carry on fighting if somebody else came around the corner. She was, you know, one step away herself from being the one who lost. But seeing Black Canary on the floor like that, man, with like burn marks and scuff marks, it was like, oh, that looks like that hurt, man. But I gotta give props to the special effects in this one. I mean, I loved the actual hand-to-hand fighting. I mean, if you don't know who they are, Tess Kielhammer and Tatiana Decacha, I hope I said that right. They're amazing martial artists, they're amazing actresses. I've actually followed both of them from before Bat in the Sun. You know, Tess was Lara Croft way back when Superpower Beatdown started, but she was also in Kwang Kicker videos, which don't even exist anymore, I don't think, where they did Streets of Rage parody videos, and they did these really cool like test fights, and they then did these films, which I can't remember the name of. Street Sluggers, I think, is what they were called. I think there was 4 of them in total. But yeah, seeing them both reprise characters that I know they've both played previously, that was a treat, man. There's no way that this battle could have disappointed. Their choreography was amazing. The editing was great. I actually thought the editing was actually vastly superior to some of the older battles. This whole fight kind of reminded me of the White Ranger versus Scorpion in that they just let the choreography speak for itself. The camera didn't go all over the place. The angles weren't weird, and it didn't get broken up by dialogue. And when Black Canary first did a scream and it just completely shredded that corridor, broke the windows, and completely took Black Widow by surprise, I was very happy with that moment. That is what I want to see from a live-action Black Canary one day. I would love to get, I was going to say big screen treatment, but even just on the small screen I'd be happy. Maybe give her her own series, or have her appear on Titans or something. Well, maybe not Titans, but something where she can be the way she is in the comics, because the way she is in the Arrowverse is just no. I was excited to see what they would do with that character, and no. As much as I did like the character on Arrow, much like Arrow himself, that wasn't the right character, man. That was not how they are in the books. But anyway, just like Killmonger and Flashpoint Batman, I genuinely think that they are really bringing their A game with these fights. Now that might be because they've got extra money / financial security from the Patreon coming in. They don't have to stress so much about getting the equipment, renting locations, XXXX, but it might just be as well that they've kind of taken a break for a while. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know, but it seems to me like they've come back stronger, and that not trying to pressure themselves to put one out every few months, even though they are doing that now. But like I said, they've got a Patreon, they seem to have a much better grasp of what it is that they want to do with themselves, and not spreading themselves too thin, because they were doing projects for so many other people, some of which came out, some of which didn't. I just think that refocusing themselves, only taking on what they can handle, seems to be what they're doing now. And both the battles that they've done since they've kind of come back, so to speak, have been great. The horror beatdown that they did last year was also really good. It seems to me like they've still got the creative spark there. It's just trying to keep yourself innovative and motivated, I think, when you've been doing it for this many years. It can't be easy, man. But this fight just goes to show that even characters that film and television, in live action at least, may not show you as the most interesting characters, you could make a really cool film / series around Black Widow. You could easily make a very good show or film around Black Canary. And these are characters that, typically speaking, have always kind of been thought of as tertiary characters, that they exist in the universe and what they do is necessary, but not a lot of people, I think, would rather watch a Black Widow film than, say, a film about Iron Man. But that's because of the way that the characters have been portrayed in popular media, not necessarily because people have read the stories. The Black Widow books, we'll use them as an example, they may not be as popular as some of Marvel's other heroes, but there will be runs of writers that have taken the character and could give you something really, really interesting that you could take to film. At the end of the day, there are aspects of Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow in the films that really do draw on her backstory in the comics and kind of put their own spin on it, and they do make something really interesting. It just sucks that it's always in a film that is never about her, and she's never been allowed the screen time to develop all of that into something that could be really interesting to watch, but it's too late for that now, even though she is getting a solo film. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this one. This was just a quick little video that I thought I'd sneak in between doing other stuff today, so I'm going to run away now. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below in the comment section, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. There is a Patreon of my own if you would like to support the channel, and you can get early access to stuff, uncut reactions, and all of the good stuff that you would expect to find. But that is going to be it, my friends. My name is PsychoGold, and I will see you in my next video. PsychoGold, out!